And this is the replacement engine I'm putting in, just to show you I am changing it. Well, good afternoon. Well, it is afternoon here anyway. I'm not quite sure what it'll be when you're watching this, probably afternoon. You find me today sat on the balance beam, lock 66 on the Trent Mersey Canal. The lock cottage behind me here, and my boat is moored just over there. And yeah, there's a lot of work that's going to be going on my boat. Where do we start? Well, you all know how much I love my Lister engine. It starts as soon as I turn that key, 99.999 times out of 100. The only times it doesn't normally start when I turn the key is because I've forgotten to push the decompressor back down. It starts no matter what the weather, how cold it is, how hot it is, starts. It's been absolutely fantastic to me, that engine's been, and I'm letting it go. I'm changing my engine. Well, you probably all know that I needed to change the gearbox, or have some gearbox work done anyway. The clutch plates on it are slipping terrible in reverse. And when I got here, my friend who lives in the lock cottage here had made arrangements where we could get the clutch plates relined, because getting replacement ones were looking to be almost impossible. But we could get them relined, and it was going to cost about £75 a piece to get them relined. Well, which is 4 clutch plates in total. So it was going to cost me around £300 to get them relined. I was going to do the forward ones as well as the reverse ones whilst the gearbox was out. It just made sense. Then he's talked me into taking the whole lot out, the gearbox and the engine, because he happens to have sitting here a low hour Isuzu 42, which is quite a lot more powerful than my old Lister. My Lister, when I think it was brand new, was like 22 or 23 horsepower, something like that. Perhaps it was 23 and a half, I read once. Well, this is 42 horsepower, so quite a lot more power. And it's also water cooled. So being water cooled, I can get hot water from the engine. So what I did last year with putting the immersion in the tank, a little 12-volt one, yeah, it sort of works. Beautiful days like today, I turned the immersion on today, but it's been on for, well, I've just turned it off actually. It's been on for 6 hours, and it raised the water temperature from 15 degrees C to 23 degrees C. You just can't heat it up in a day. So it's been, yeah, it just really hasn't worked. Really hasn't worked. So I needed to look at a different way of heating the water. So I was either putting a gas heater in, or, well, as I say, I've been talked into it, basically, changing my engine so I can heat the water with the engine. Well, that's what this video is all starting off about. So yeah, so you're going to see the engine coming out and some build work going on, like building the radiator, or the skin tank as they're called in the boat, for the engine for cooling, as my other engine was air cooled, of course, so it had no water in it. And also a brand new clarifier with an immersion in, and it's all going to get installed. It's going to be over 2 or 3 videos. This is going to be the first video, basically the engine coming out, and this is the first work being done on the conversion of my heating system. All I can say is, what the hell have I let myself in for? Woo. Right, we're now set to lift my sister out of the boat. We hope. It's got, fortunately, it's got 2 lifting points on it already. I think it's supposed to be lifting points. Connecting the chain up there so we can lift from the chain.
So I'll bring the tractor back now, Trev.
We'll bring the tractor
and if we
back.
get the somewhere there in between them two,
Yeah.
we'll be somewhere near.
Yeah. And there's the lifting gear we made yesterday, or Sim made yesterday.
In sunny North Wales.
In sunny North Wales it was made. And his friend's farm.
Let it dangle, Trev.
Hang on a minute, I'm just trying to put the camera down. Right. Backwards. Perfect, that'll do. We're good.
Let it dangle.
We're actually too far. Forward a bit. Right.
Other one. Other side.
Down. Oh. Can you come down a bit on yours?
Yeah,
I've got it. We're there. We're there.
Right, now for the ritual dance. Trev. Put that back. There we go.
I'm having to push it quite hard that way.
Yeah, the tractor wasn't over this way.
Right then. As far as it can come this way.
No, hold on. That's all we've left. You happy? Yeah.
Right. Right, and here she comes. Out she goes. Well, there she is on the stand. A little bit oily at the moment, so I'll try and give her a bit of a clean down. It's probably been in that boat for, well, it has been in the boat since 1986. Well, I'm standing at the moment in my engine bay. Yeah, I put a ladder in here, make it a little bit easier to get in and out. It's the one I use for climbing on the roof. Now, it's a bit mucky down in here because I've been trying to wash off some of the dirt and muck of the engine bay because I want to try and repaint it, but we'll see about that. Now, still very much, this is all this water in here is what I've put in here, clean down the sides, so I've got to clean all this back out again. Now, the greaser I just removed was here. You still see some grease brushes kicked out of it. I want to move it because trying to lean down into the bottom of the engine basically every day to grease the stern tube, which is there, there's a right pain in the dairy. So I've ordered some new stern tube piping and fittings. That pipe's got to come off and go. And meanwhile, I've just drilled the holes. I've got to film it, but I've just drilled the holes. The holes are there, you can see them. Just drilled 2 holes there. And now I'm going to run a tap and die, or a tap down through them, so I can make them threaded, so I can put the bolts in them. Well, a machine screw. Right, I've drilled a 5mm hole. I have a 6mm tap. There's that in there. And it's starting to bite. I'll just do a touch of WD on it just to help with the cutting. I don't have any cutting oil. This job, of course, has nothing to do with the engine replacement. This is just a job while the engine's out. It's easier to do. It's through. Yep, we're through. Wind it in a bit, make sure the thread's nice and clean, and wind it back out. Well, a lot easier than I expected, actually. Oh, I've got a lovely thread on that, so that looks good. And for the other one. Once again, it's just got a bit tight. I'm just going to a little bit of that. Can't do any harm, I don't think. Right, I think we're through. Yeah, we are. Look at that. Lovely job. They look good. They look very good. Yeah, nice thread on that. Got some screws here somewhere. So here's the greaser now. Now I'll put it up this height. I've worked it out that when I put the back deck board back in, I can slide it underneath. Let's say these are machine screws. I've got them with the flange on, so give it a little bit more of a hold on there without having to use a washer. And I've also got Allen key inserts. There's a reason for that. I don't expect to ever get stolen, but you never know. People steal anything these days. I've got the Allen key insert on here. Yeah, say people will steal anything these days, won't they? So I thought it's a little bit harder to steal with an Allen key insert. Well, that's my theory anyway. People might carry a screwdriver around, but very few people carry an Allen key set around with them. Tighten it up nice and tight. I may take it off again and just put a splash of silicone in there. I don't think it would leak water into there. For number one, it's on the side here and you don't get a lot of rain on here, and of course it's running straight down if it does. And number two, the screws should stop the water passing through, I think. And they're stainless steel screws I just put in. I was going to use brass screws, there's brass and all here. I decided brass might be a bit soft and they might snap after lots of use, so I went for stainless steel. And yeah, that's good and solid. That ain't going nowhere. Just double check they're good and tight. Yep. There. So that's that little job done. You may recall back in Christmas time I put 2 lithium batteries in, which are under here. Well, today I've just made the lid for it. Yeah, been rather a while. Yeah, I got round to making the lid. There's the batteries in there, look. And the lid just fits in. On the underside of here I put a couple of battens around so it just tucks in there and holds there. And of course, because I cut, when I made it, I put this cut out here so the cables can come through. Also allows a bit of air through. So yeah, so that's another job completed whilst the engine's out. Well, I guess I should put all these tools away now. It's about 5 o'clock and gone, probably near 6. I had enough today, and yeah, I'm pleased with that. It's a great little job. That's going to save me bending down into that engine bay day after day, especially in the winter months when you've got snow on the deck boards. It's horrible. I'm going to try and clear all the snow and ice off the deck boards first, or sat down and kneel on when it's wet. I'm pleased with that. That's going to help me out a lot, all that bending down, especially with the way my back is again at the moment. This is the air intake bag for the engine, being air cooled. Comes off the side. There's a vented plate on the outside of the boat. I'm just going to take this bag off out the way as well, because that can go with the engine, which I'm trying to sell. So if you're interested in an engine, I have it up for sale. It's a Lister SR3. Well, you may have seen me the other day installing the greaser up here out of the way. Well, easy to get to. I've now received the new tubing and connectors in here. I've got all the new tubing and connectors. The only thing being is that there's about twice as much tubing here as I need. I played it on the safe side. Now the connectors are straight, and I really want the elbow like this one, because this should screw straight into there, which then means if I've got the elbow straight into there, the pipe's got to come out, and by the time I can bend it, it's going to be out here somewhere to go back in. But that's not ideal. So what I'm going to try and do is just use this part of the new connector, which screws onto there, with the olive. I haven't got the olive in there at the moment. And then of course that will go there, and then I can come straight round here. I shouldn't have a problem then with it sticking out halfway across the floor and kicking it, breaking it, or whatever. I'm not going to fit that today because I've decided not to do it until the engine's in. But I thought if I do it when before the engine goes in, we might catch it dropping the engine in and things like that. So I'm going to do it afterwards. So that's not a job for today. Or it was intending to be. So we'll put that job to one side. Down in the bilges down here, I've decided this is a job for today. You'll see here where the greaser will go. I'll take that off of there, obviously, and put the new pipe on there. But what I'm going to do today is, I've got quite a bit of gain now on the threads here. This is for the stern tube, where the packing goes in. Now I'm going to undo those, and I'm going to attempt to put another piece of packing in. This is the packing. It's already cut to length. I cut it to length when this was originally done. I could only get 2 pieces of packing in there. They say try and get 3 in, but we couldn't get 3 in at the time. That was 3 years ago. So it's been wound in quite tight now, so I'm hoping I can get a 3rd piece in now. So I'm going to take this apart, take this off, and try and put another piece of packing in. So let's see how that goes, shall we? Well, I've decided, as this video clip is actually half an hour long on its own, as I left the camera running whilst I was doing it, I think it's either for a video on its own, or I'll edit it down and add it to the next video of work being done on my boat. So whilst the engine's out, all sorts of things I can get done. And I think that will be in part 2. Me adding another piece of packing to my stern tube. I hope you enjoyed that little escapade of me getting some work done on the boat. And it will continue again, hopefully, next Wednesday. So yeah, look out for next Wednesday. I hope to get another one edited by then, but we'll have to see. As I'm doing all this work on the boat, it's very hard to find time to get the editing done. If not, you'll see it soon. That just leaves me to say, thank you very much for watching. Trevor out.